Hi there, folks, and welcome to the What Solutions for this week's The Daily Rigour, issue number 155. So, our first story is concerning the environment, and we've got Scotland to introduce a bottle return scheme. So, basically, it's a 20% deposit for every bottle bought, and you get that 20 pence returned to you or given to you as a gift voucher or whatever whenever you return that bottle, and that's with a view to drastically reducing the number of single-use materials that end up in landfill and are harming the environment. So there's some quite damning statistics here on the right-hand side, which we'll now ask some questions about. So part A, how many plastic bottles in the UK are not recycled every year? Well, basically it tells us that 13 billion are sold and 7.5 billion are recycled. So to work out the ones that are not recycled, we just take these two numbers away from each other, and we can kind of do it mentally just by taking the billion parts away from each other. So if we take them away from each other, it gives us 5.5, but of course we've got to put the word billion at the end. So 5.5 billion bottles are not recycled every year. So how many bottles are dropped as litter, landfilled or incinerated every week? Well, 15 million every day. So for every week we need to multiply this figure by 7. And again we could have just did this by doing 7 times 15, which is 105, and then putting 6 zeros in the end of it. So 105 million bottles, that is. Quite incredible statistics here really when you think about it. Okay, so on to our entertainment story. So Lewis Capaldi's breaking all kinds of records. His debut album is breaking all kinds of sales records, and in week one it outperformed the rest of the top 10 combined with this number of sales. Now, how many number of sales is this exactly? Well, the clues actually help us here. Um, so the first digit is 2 cubed. 2 cubed, of course, is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. So the second digit is a square number more than 5 and less than 15. So the square numbers are 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times 4, 5 times 5, and so on. So the smallest square number is 1, then it's 4, and it can't be 4 because that's not more than 5. So then the next square number is 9, and then the one after that's 16, which isn't less than 15. So the only square number that lies between 5 and 15 is 9. So the third digit is the third smallest prime number. A prime number, of course, is a number with exactly two factors. So 1 can't be prime because it's only got one factor. So 2 is the smallest prime number and the only even one, followed by 3. 4 isn't a prime number because it's got three factors, 1, 2 and 4. So the third smallest prime number is 5 because it can only be divisible by 1 and 5. So the fourth digit is an integer which is neither positive or negative. There's only one number that's neither positive or negative, and that's 0. And the fifth digit is the highest common factor of 12 and 18. So the highest common factor is the biggest number you can divide both of them by. So you can divide them both by 1, you can divide them both by 2, you can divide them both by 3, but the biggest number you can divide the two of them by is 6. So 89,506 sales is what we were looking for there, and a big well done to Lewis. So on to our sports story now. So with Manchester United missing out in the Champions League, the majority of their stars are going to lose 25% of their wage for finishing outside the top four. So part A, first of all, what is 25% as a fraction? Well, 25% means 25 over 100, but you can simplify that fraction because 25 goes into 100 exactly 4 times, so we were looking for a quarter there. So part B, how much of Alexis's pay is he set to lose per week? So he used to earn £500,000 per week. He's going to lose 25%. So to find 25%, we just get a quarter of it. We just divide it by 4. And if we half it and half it again, that'll give us £125,000 a week. That's how much he's going to lose every single week. So what will his new weekly salary be? Well, we're going to take this loss or this cut away from his old pay, and that's going to come to £375,000 a week. That's all he's going to earn next season. Well, we're going to struggle to feel too sorry for him, I think. Anyway, on to our last story. So we've got a Canadian yoga instructor, Dana, and she managed to hold herself in the plank position for 4 hours and 20 minutes. But unbelievably, the male record is 3 hours and 41 minutes longer than this. So how long is the male abdominal planking record? My own personal record, I think, is about 1 minute and 17 seconds, but never mind. So adding on basically 3 hours and 41 minutes. So it's probably easier to do it in stages. Let's add on the 41 minutes first of all. So it's 40 minutes all the way around to 5 hours. So that's going to come to 5 hours and 1 minute. And then we just need to add the 3 hours onto the 5 hours and 1 minute. So that's going to come to 8 hours and 1 minute. My goodness. So that's beating my own personal best by a considerable margin, I have to say. Anyway, folks, that was our Word Solutions for the Daily Rigour, issue number 155. Hope you enjoyed answering these questions, and we'll see you again next week for some more news of the week and the stories from them and the numbers behind it. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and bye for now.